Welcome to The Explainer. I'm so incredibly excited to be with you today because we're jumping straight into some absolutely mind-blowing Japanese medical research. Stuff that's literally flipping how we view human health completely upside down. We're talking about a massive paradigm shift here. The idea that treating aging itself is the actual future of medicine. And just to be clear, we aren't talking about fancy wrinkle creams or cosmetic fixes. We're talking about cellular survival. So let's just get right into it. So, imagine this. If humanity miraculously cured cancer completely by tomorrow, like nobody ever died from it again, how much longer do you actually think our average life expectancy would increase? Maybe 10 years? 20 years? I mean, it's this massive, devastating disease, so you'd naturally expect a huge jump in human longevity, right?
Well, the reality is actually pretty shocking. If you look at the demographic stats, if cancer fatalities just dropped to absolute zero tomorrow, our average life expectancy would only go up by a few years. Yeah, really, just a handful of years. And you might be wondering why. Well, it's because the majority of folks facing cancer are middle-aged or elderly. So even if a 70-year-old beats cancer, they're still super susceptible to heart disease or pneumonia, strokes, or, simply old age. Other diseases basically just step right in and take its place.
So the crucial point we really need to understand is this. We all know smoking is terrible for you, right? It bumps up your risk of various cancers by like 2 times, maybe up to 15 times if we're talking lung cancer. But look at the risk multiplier for aging. Just going from your teens to your 40s and beyond, that changes your cancer risk by a factor of over 100. Literally, aging multiplies your risk of disease 100-fold. And honestly, that right there is exactly why the medical community is entirely shifting its focus. Aging itself is the ultimate disease. It's the root cause of pretty much every chronic illness we face.
So, here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First up, the real enemy. Then, future cures. And finally, the bridge tomorrow.
Let's kick things off with part 1, the real enemy, aging as a disease. The math on this is just staggering. Research actually estimates that if we can manage to delay the physical aging process by just 7 little years, we wouldn't just get 7 more years of life. By pushing back the onset of all those age-related diseases at the exact same time, we could actually extend average life expectancy by 20 to 30 years. It's basically an exponential return on investment for our health. How crazy is that?
Okay, let's move right along to part 2, future cures, the 3 cutting-edge treatments.
So how in the world are we actually going to achieve this? Well, there are 3 main pillars of cutting-edge anti-aging medicine that you absolutely need to know about right now. We've got stem cells, senolytics, and epigenetic reprogramming. Grouping them up like this just makes it a whole lot easier to wrap our heads around the medical revolution that's literally happening right now. Let's break them down one by one. First up on the list is stem cell therapy. Now, just to be super clear here, this isn't magic, okay? Pumping someone full of stem cells isn't going to magically turn a 70-year-old back into a 20-year-old. Instead, what current research is really zooming in on is how stem cells release these incredible information molecules, things like exosomes and cytokines. By utilizing these specific biomolecules, doctors can significantly reduce chronic inflammation and actually improve physical frailty in older adults. It's basically helping to return the body's functional state to a much younger, way more robust level.
All right, treatment number 2 is senolytics. So as our cells divide over our lifetime, they naturally take on damage. And normally, those damaged cells just die off through a totally natural process. But some cells just refuse to die. The Japanese researchers came up with this brilliant comparison. They called them stubborn old men. You know, the kind of guy who absolutely refuses to leave the party and just completely ruins the vibe for everyone else. These are basically zombie cells. They just sit there polluting the cellular environment all around them by releasing inflammatory markers that actively damage the healthy cells nearby. So, senolytics is this highly anticipated therapy that's literally designed to hunt down and clear out those zombie cells. And in animal trials, it's already dramatically reducing inflammation and extending healthy lifespans.
And now we get to the absolute most sci-fi element of all of this, epigenetic reprogramming. Honestly, guys, this is the holy grail. By utilizing a specific group of genes known as Yamanaka factors, which, by the way, were discovered by Nobel laureate Dr. Shinya Yamanaka, scientists can actually, literally, rewind a cell's biological clock. The real trick here is partial reprogramming. Because think about it, if you rewind a skin cell too far, it completely forgets that it's a skin cell. But if you stop that rewind right before that point, you're left with a biologically younger skin cell that still functions perfectly. This is already showing absolutely incredible promise in animal organ regeneration, and human clinical trials are actually starting to take shape right now.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 3, the bridge to tomorrow, what you can do today.
Because, let's be real, these wild sci-fi treatments aren't fully available at our local clinics just yet. We need a way to survive until they are. We have to build a bridge to tomorrow. And the absolute best anti-aging intervention we have right now to build that bridge, it's exercise. But we're not just talking about getting toned muscles for the beach here. It's about what is happening on a microscopic level. Exercise literally builds brand new mitochondria, which are the power plants of your cells. It also triggers autophagy. That's basically your cells going into a deep cleaning maintenance mode to clear out all the accumulated garbage. And get this, your muscles actually release these amazing substances called myokines while you work out. These myokines communicate directly with your brain, improving cognitive function and even helping to prevent dementia. So exercise really is a complete, full-body cellular upgrade.
But what kind of exercise are we talking about? The good news is you definitely don't have to go live in the gym. The most effective method for true cellular health is HIIT, high-intensity interval training. That means going absolutely all out for short bursts, resting, and then repeating. But hey, if HIIT is just a bit too intense for you right now, interval walking works absolute wonders too. Just simply alternating between a brisk, fast walk and a slow, relaxing walk every few minutes can drastically improve your health markers. The absolute key here is just getting your body moving consistently every single day.
Now, right alongside movement is diet, and specifically what we can call the magic of hunger. The science here is incredibly clear. Reducing your overall caloric intake, without causing malnutrition, of course, is one of the most reliable, proven ways to extend your healthy lifespan. It's all about focusing on your PFC balance, that's protein, fat, and carbs. A low-carb, moderate protein, and high-quality fat diet keeps your body fully nourished while entirely avoiding that caloric excess that actually speeds up the aging process.
And what's really interesting is how remarkably simple it is to actually apply this to your daily life through intermittent fasting. The whole goal is just to give your body a solid break from digesting so it can actually focus its energy on cellular repair. A highly effective timeline looks a bit like this. You finish eating dinner by 7 p.m. Then, the next morning at 7 a.m., instead of a heavy, carb-loaded breakfast, you just have an MCT oil butter coffee. Then, you officially break your fast at 1 p.m. with lunch. Doing this gives your body this massive yet totally manageable fasting window.
Now, you're probably asking, why the MCT oil coffee in the morning? Well, because if you eat carbs, your blood sugar immediately spikes. Insulin gets released, and your body completely stops repairing itself just to deal with all that sugar. But MCT oil is different. It enters the body and immediately triggers ketone production. And ketones essentially act as a giant signal to your cells that it is time to enter fat-burning and deep maintenance mode. So you get all the energy you need for your morning without breaking any of those sweet anti-aging benefits of your fast.
I absolutely love this realization from the researchers. Think about it. We are looking at some of the most advanced, crazy sci-fi medical breakthroughs in human history right now, literally rewinding cellular clocks and editing our epigenetics. Yet the absolute best thing we can do right now to prepare for it is a perfect reflection of ancient wisdom. Eat a little less, experience a little hunger, and stay active. It's just a beautiful irony, isn't it, that the absolute cutting edge of modern science is literally validating exactly what humans have intuitively known for centuries.
So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought today. The ultimate cure for aging is literally on the horizon. The science is moving incredibly fast, and humanity is right on the verge of treating the ultimate disease. But to actually get to experience that, you have to survive today. So, what small step are you going to take today to bridge that gap? Are you going to try some interval walking, maybe tweak your breakfast routine? Whatever it is, don't miss out on the incredible medicine of tomorrow just because you neglected your cellular health today. Thanks so much for exploring this with me, and I'll catch you on the next explainer.